Hey guys, I appreciate you hanging in there with me. I've had some real problems trying to get some videos out to you, and it hasn't been pretty. It's been a while, and I'll tell you, I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I've had a lot of questions personally sent to me, personal messages, but I feel really bad because I had a lot of things I wanted to talk to you guys about and tell you what's going to be coming on here in the future. And one of the main things I left off on was the truck. I'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to tease you a little bit with that because I've had so many people ask me about that. And now, like I said before in the other video, I really wanted to do that on down the road. I want you guys to come along for the build, and I want your input and ideas on it, some of the things about that. But the main thing I want to do right this minute, I owe a video to somebody, and they were asking me about the seat on a Val. And they said they weren't even sure about the seat. They're trying to learn about heads, and that's what we're here for. We're not here about anything but trying to turn this around to somebody that can do heads herself and learn. That's what we need to do, is teach our youth. They're teaching me all the time, so if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be able to handle this phone right here. So anyway, getting on with this so I don't bore you guys to death. I want to thank you for your support, first of all, once again, and putting up with this insignificant stuff I've been doing with the phones and things that have nothing to do with these videos except for the fact that to bring them to you. I'm hoping I have this straightened out now before I had to really try to do things in 3 or 4 minutes with shutting off filming and everything, but that's enough of that. I just want to let you know what was going on. But anyway, getting back to this once again, before I start double talking myself once more, the Val seat is where the Val rides. And to make it more common to explain this to somebody, this is the Val, okay? And the seat is right here on the edge of the Val. And your Val runs right up here on the seat. And in Performance World, what they do, they can put multiple angles on the seat. And a lot of people do that, and a lot of times it really plays against them, because I'm going to do another video on that too, how people just want to jump into 4 or 5 angle Val jobs. And I want to also do some information about rolling the seats. You don't hear many people talk about that, discussing that. I'm trying to cover things that people just don't say or talk about. And some guys know a lot of information they don't want to share. But getting back to this, sorry, want some more about this camera. I'm going to polish this up a little bit where you can see. This is hard to tell sometimes how it actually would make a difference with multiple Val angles. But what the Val angles actually do is slow the air down. The more angles you put on something, the more it slows the air down, the speed of the air. And to me, my own opinion about that is, if you have a head that doesn't have a very deep bowl in it, that's where that's more crucial to me than a head that flows a lot with a big bowl. But there's your seat. I tried to polish it off a little bit with this pad. I hope it shows up. I was just trying to do this in a hurry here because I have a lot to catch up on with you guys. And I hope that covers that. I'm trying to do this quick. If it's not good enough, if you need more detail on that, just get back a hold of me. Just leave a comment, because I was surely back over this. I'm trying to do 5 things at one time because I'm so far behind with you guys. But one of the things I want to address, I've never addressed this, and I never hear anybody else address the problem when they start doing heads, is this. And I guess you guys see this, how filthy the heads are. And I'm going to tell you something, me included, you get hurried up, and we don't want to clean them up the way they should be cleaned. We just put our tools in there and start going to work. And I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you do that. See how clean this is? Looks pretty clean, right, fellas? Okay. This isn't that bad. I want to show you guys. It's not even, it doesn't look that dirty. Okay? And you're like, well, that's not that bad. But here, pardon me for the noise. I just want to show you a few passes. Just a few passes in here. I want to show you how it's going to come up. I kind of moved this around on purpose just to show you, fellas. This is what you wind up with. You see how long that took to get like that. You don't want to work like that. You know, I'm just trying to make it where you guys realize when you start doing this. And if you use a cartridge roll, it's no different. You'll be going through $50 of them. And then you'll be like, wow, I should just took them to the machine shop. And another thing I wanted to address, disassembling the heads. Nobody covers that. You just don't walk in there and disassemble a head. You have to have certain spring tools for certain heads. I have one that does almost every head, but on the Coyote stuff, and that's another thing we're going to be discussing in another episode, the Coyotes, they need a special tool to get the valve springs off on them. So it's like I said, there's a lot of things to discuss about this, and I'm going to cover more areas. I want more time to be able to do that, but right as of right now, I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek of what everybody's kind of, my mouth's dry, sorry fellas, I can barely talk like normal. But this is what everybody's asking me about. And you can see, it's being used as a truck. There's no engine in it, but it's still a truck. It's being used as a truck and a storage bin right now. This is what everybody's behind me on, and I appreciate the info on it. People are really taking me under their wing, and I appreciate it. And like I said, I'm going to try to keep my promise. I want things to be fun for you guys. I want to be informational, and I want to have it where you learn. And maybe you can teach me a few tricks with your comments. I'm always open for that. I'm not the brightest bulb in the pack, but once in a while, you know, it kicks on in the old head. And, you know, things light up once in a while for me. But it surely isn't no pretty truck, but I love it. And to be honest with you, this is the first thing I've had where I'm not even pressured to paint this thing, get the body work done. And speaking of body work, it needs quite a bit of it if I was to make it nice. And while I have the video going, I might as well run this over real quick with you guys. Do you see this right here? I hope it shows up. Speaking of body work, I don't want to get too technical with stuff, but there's like 5 different ways to fix this. And there's a cheap way and an expensive way. And I'm going to be doing a video on that. But this is just a sneak peek of what we're going to be doing with this thing, and I want your input. My idea originally with this truck was to make it like my old one. I had one back in the day. That's why my son Adam got this for my birthday. He heard me tell stories about that truck, and I don't like to ever lie to people about things, but a couple times we told people it had a Cleveland in it, and it really was a 429. They didn't even know what they were looking at. I don't know why, but we told them the truth later on. But anyway, I wanted to do old school stuff and some new school stuff, and this is going to be the old school. And one of the things I did want to discuss with you guys, if you can put your comments in, is should I go back, have it how it was, or should I do it like if I had it for, well, let me see, how many years would it be? It was back in 87, 88, around that time I had the truck. If I'd have kept it, where would it be today? That's where I'm at with this. You know, how would I have had this truck now? Would it have been painted? Would I have kept it kind of like it was, just with different wheels on it? And I'd like your input on this, just to see. Should I leave the big boxy bumper on it? Should I cut it off? Because I tell you what, to be honest with you guys, I started to take this thing off already. And whoever did that job on this thing, oof, they knew how to use a welder. I'll see if I can give you a sneak peek of this. I hope I'm not boring you guys. I'm trying to catch up on everything, and I'm probably rambling and going over my words and everything else with you, but I feel bad about that I kind of get caught up in a minute when I do this. I'm not a real good camera guy, I'm sorry about that, but here we go. I thought I was going to get on here and unbolt it, and as you can see, it's pretty beefy. It's pretty beefy. It's welded into the frame right here, fellas. I know it looks like it's bolted in, but it's welded in. So it's going to need some cutting. And another thing, I'm getting older, and I know my son's probably not going to like this idea too much. Oh, I can't even get off the ground here. I'm sorry. 60 years old, fellas. I keep telling you that. But anyway, the front end, I've already got it planned out. When I get ready to put the engine in this thing, I have motherhood laying up on here, fellas. This isn't something I'm doing. This is get out of the way. I was working. I'm going to be taking all the supports and stuff out. I'm even going to decide if I want to keep the grill on it and cut it and make it where I can just flip it down and, put it back up with pins for easy access. Or if I just want to go through the trouble unbolting it and taking it out. But I'll tell you what I'm not going to do, guys. I'm trying to avoid the sun too, so sorry about this. I am not going to be taking that engine on my old cherry picker with the transmission on it, because that's how it's going in, and picking that thing up and having that engine swing back and forth. Anybody that's done this knows exactly where I'm going with this, and try to line that up at my age. In my situations here, it's usually just me and my son, so that's not going to be a pretty sight, lifting that big engine up and dropping it in here, especially not knowing exactly where things are going to fall into place with it. You know how that goes. You've got the right mounts, you have the right everything until you go to put it in. Then something fights you or bites you. So, on that note, I hope I didn't bore you too much with this. Hope I didn't ramble. I know I kind of get crossed up in my words here. But that's about it in a nutshell. What I plan on doing with it is this. I want to plan on doing an engine on a budget. And to me, a budget is where you don't spend a lot of money. Some guys have a budget of $50,000 and they call that a budget. And that's fine. I'm a guy that says it's a budget because you get what falls in your lap, and find at swap meets and stuff like that. And the truck's like this here. On the poor note, I can do it with low compression, and the stuff that just falls in my lap. It can go probably 12 seconds or 11s on the motor, and on the nitrous it would probably go around high 10s, mid 10s. And if I could get my hands on the right parts that I really want, it would probably go 1070s, 1050s on the motor. And that's with the converter being where I need it to be, which I think the converter I got, it came across as being around, I think, 3,800. And to be honest, I don't think it would do that around there. I probably need like a 4,500 stall to get this thing moving to roll into the 10s with that size converter in it. But anyway, guys, like I said before, I appreciate you. And if you can, Hit the like button if you like it. If I'm helping anybody, hit the like button. If there's anything you'd like to see, leave a comment. And if there's anything else that I can do to explain something better, don't be afraid to say anything about it. Just put it down in the comment, and I'll be glad to answer or help any way I can. Like I said, that's what I'm here for. And if you guys have any ideas, hey, I'm here to learn too. And I'll tell you, our youth is so smart. I've never met a bunch of guys that, man, it really overwhelms me how smart some of these guys are that are out there. I've met few younger people, man, it's amazing what they know. We didn't have all the information out there like it's out here today on the computer. We had to ask people, like I said before in a different video, and the information wasn't always right that you got. You know, even magazines, they put things in magazines, and I remember they did a spread on my friend's car back in the day. He was a track buddy of mine, and they had everything right except for what the engine was. He did not like Cleveland's. He had a Windsor in it, and they put the whole combination down, but they put it down in there that it was a Cleveland engine. If I remember right, that story is correct. I actually want to double check to make sure I remember that the right way, but I'm pretty sure that's what they did. But you know, that's getting back to what I was saying. You can't always believe what you read half the time either. So you got to weigh it out and use your own judgment. Even when I tell you guys something, use your own judgment, your research. You know, what works for me might not work for you. It might work on a different engine. It might work on a different combination. So we're going to try to cover all that though, guys. All right, listen, I hope I didn't ramble too much for you guys. I just wanted to try to catch up with you. I'm kind of hyper about this, not knowing if the camera's going to shut off on me again. It makes me where I don't know how to kind of think sometimes. I'm under a lot of pressure trying to do this, and I'm not used to doing this, to be honest. I'm doing this now. It's something that I was asked to do. I had a lot of requests to come out and give information out, and if I can help somebody and do some justice to you guys, that's what I'm here for. All right, well, listen, guys, I'll get back to you on another video because we have the car to deal with. That's been getting a lot of likes too. I wanted your opinion on that because I call the car sleep because it sits all the time. And since the video has been out on it, it was called, I think my son listed under Grandpa's Fox Body. So I was thinking about changing the name to Grandpa's Fox Body. I want to see what you guys think about that. All right, fellas, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for stopping in on this channel to listen to me ramble. And I really appreciate it. God bless you. Have a nice night.